Good afternoon, Kelly. Mateo Mayorga, Unánimo Deportes. Aside from all the safety precautions now, has this training camp for the return been any different from the one this team participated in before preseason?
I mean, it's a little different in terms of your scheduling. Um, you don't have the luxury and ability to practice, regularly whenever you want, or, 2 a days or whatever it is. But, other than that, it's been, a little bit of a mix between preseason and mid-season, because you're kind of continuing where you left off, with the stuff that you'd already put in. But you're also building back up and trying to introduce some new stuff.
You've been in the league a long time, and understandably everything is different in this situation, but given the circumstances, what do you expect the level of play to be like once you guys start these games?
It'll be high. You're obviously, the NBA, the best players in the world, and you got all playoff teams here. So it's going to be, basically a playoff atmosphere, from the get-go, I think. And then you got, guys or teams trying to fight, to get in, just to get into the playoffs now. So it's going to be, from the jump, I assume.
Shane Young, go ahead.
Hi, Kelly. I was just wondering, a lot of players around the league have kind of compared this scenario and setup to like AAU or maybe a campus environment. Is that something that you see, or, what's some of the challenges of it?
Yeah. I mean, I never actually played AAU, so I'm not really sure what that's kind of like. I mean, to me, it's kind of like, a national team or an international tournament where you're kind of, in another country and you can't leave the hotel because, either it's not safe or, you just don't know what's outside or where to go. You kind of have everything all encompassing and, inside. It's kind of like a mix between that and, like a summer league, I guess, feel with all the NBA people and NBA teams and, basketball personnel here.
Shannon Irish, go ahead.
Kelly, what are your expectations for the fanless environment, and how do you think that the Heat's going to pump their home feel into it?
I don't know what you're allowed to pump in, but I think it's, you're going to have a lot of communication. You're going to be able to hear each other. You'll be able to, it'll be really dialed in and focused. There'll be less distractions when you think of it. It'll be interesting. I mean, none of us have really done it, in a level this high. I know you've kind of done it wherever it's like a controlled scrimmage in college or a scrimmage in preseason maybe, but to have zero fans, it'll be interesting, and I think you'll just be able to hear and communicate, and it'll be kind of like a practice atmosphere that's way more meaningful.
Anthony Chang.
Hey, Kelly. So I know Kel's Kitchen became a thing in quarantine. You're obviously known in part for cooking. Did you bring anything with you that facilitates cooking? I mean, what's that situation been like after you spent the past 3 months kind of cooking all your meals?
Yeah, you know what? I thought about bringing a hot plate and a rice cooker and a Instapot or whatever you want to do, but it's just hard to get produce and groceries and all that kind of stuff. So I brought a few spices, some hot sauce, some stuff like that, just to liven up some food. But other than that, it's put on hold for right now. We'll continue it, once we get this job done.
Cameron Brown, go ahead.
Hi, Kelly. What do you do to keep yourself occupied during your downtime?
This is it's a weird because you have a lot of downtime. For me, I kind of took up golf during the quarantine, so been golfing a little bit, but getting a lot of extra work in, extra shots, work with the team, video games, FaceTiming family and friends back home, and then just preparing myself, whether it's making sure that you're ready to go at practice, whether it's some yoga, Pilates, or massages or treatment, whatever you need. Just make sure your body's always ready to go when they ask.
Nikias, go ahead.
Yes, Kelly. The Heat have shifted, it seems, from their traditional drop to playing more zone, and then after the trade, they've been switching a lot more. Is there a particular scheme that you're more comfortable playing in?
I think it's a little bit personnel driven for us. As it is for every team. If you have like-sized guys that you can switch stuff and make things difficult on other teams, you're going to do that. But you're going to play a little bit zone if you think that's a curveball that could affect other teams, or whether you're trying to trap people or get the ball out of someone's hands. I think you have to have it all in your arsenal. I mean, you can't go into NBA games or the playoffs playing one style. If you give any team a steady diet of one thing, they're going to get used to it and they're going to be able to exploit it.
Mateo Mayorga, go ahead.
Kelly, what would you say is this team's biggest strength?
That's a good question. I think we have a lot of strengths. I think we have a lot of guys who can create. Some guys who are great, great creating. We have guys who can slash and get on the glass and rebound. Guys who are athletic. Then we have guys who can really, really shoot the ball. And I think when we put them all together, that's what makes us a team. And for us, I think everybody has a chip on their shoulder, is competitive, plays hard.